Get ready. The University Commission has suggested the establishment of rural universities. We have also before us the plan for education proposed by several educationists. My feeling is that our educational system would serve its true purpose only if it is integrated with the whole life of the Indian people instead of being merely related to the administrative system as it has been so far. Integration implies, in the first instance, that such subjects should be taught in our universities as would directly promote the economic development of our country. Everybody knows that agriculture is the basis of our economic structure. Whatever may be the industrial progress of our country in the future, and I think it should and must be an all round one. I am convinced that agriculture must continue to be our main and most important industry. If I am right in this view, it is evident that our educational system should give a very important place and lay the main emphasis on agronomy and other sciences related to agriculture. If we examine the syllabus of the universities, we find that agriculture and related sciences find a secondary place in them. What an irony it is that in an agricultural country like India, there should be almost a complete lack of agricultural education. One of the main reasons why our country has a deficit in food and why our agriculture is not profitable is that there has been a great neglect of modern agricultural education in our country. Whatever little arrangement exists today is also such as does not create any interest among the students for agricultural work but only makes them fit for filling some place in the administrative machinery of the government. If our agricultural education is to be of any use, it is necessary that it should be in our own language and in terms of the conditions of our country. Above all, it should be much less expensive than it is today. It is only then that it would directly lead to the improvement of our agriculture. Similarly, I believe that there should be some arrangement in our educational institutions for textile education. I would not like to go into more details in this connection and would content myself by suggesting that there should be a close relationship between the syllabi of our educational institutions and the economic life of our country. The second point on which I would like to lay emphasis is that our educational institutions should possess statistics which can provide necessary information as to how many educated workers are required in any particular economic sphere, and on the basis of this knowledge, educational institutions should guide students to make a choice of subjects that they are to study there. I think this could be conveniently arranged if there were a close liaison between the educational institutions, particularly the universities and the organizations of industry, public service, and agriculture existing within any state. I believe that if students could get such guidance in their educational institutions, much of the time and energy that they have now to waste uselessly would be utilized to good purpose. It often happens these days that a student passes a good part of his life in studying a subject which proves of no use to him after he has completed his education. If, however, education is imparted under a plan of this type, much of the energy of the youth and the money of the country would be saved from being wasted. It is your paramount duty to keep it every alight and to go on marching ahead from the principal secretary to government, general administration department, government of Andhra Pradesh to the district collectors. Often it has come to the notice of the government that the privileges of honorable members of legislative council and assembly are being breached by the officers, particularly in the lower rung of various departments in the districts, in the matter of inviting honorable members either for laying foundation stones or for inauguration of schemes intended for the welfare of the people. As a matter of fact, some schemes are started and completed with the funds allocated by honorable members under their Assembly Constituency Development Fund. It is needless to mention in this context that people's representatives' role in the development of state is a paramount, and as such we have to take their suggestions or advice into consideration while formulating schemes for the benefit of the people, and likewise they must also be responded in all aspects. So if the privileges of any honorable members are breached by any government servant would attract the provisions of breach of privilege act, and the officer concerned would be summoned by the committee on privileges or legislative council and assembly respectively and sought explanation. If the committee is not satisfied with the explanation of the officer, such officer would be punished under the law. Therefore, all the district collectors are once again informed that the privileges of public representatives should not be breached. Yours.